Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Got my brim on. Yes, I do. Got my brim on. It is a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Laura Michaels Harris. I'm so excited. Got a homegirl in here today, all the way from Flint town. Y'all know nothing about that. Yes, you do. You do, because you remember when you were following those stories all on CNN and ABC and all that about that water. Remember? Flint. That Flint, right? Flint, Michigan. That's horrible. I was going to say the bald-headed, nappy-headed sister of Ben Harbor. I'm just kidding. Because, you know, we like siblings. When you from that area, Ben Harbor, Flint, Pontiac, y'all know, right? For you Californians, it's like being from, knowing people from, let's see, Inglewood, Compton, San Bernardino. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? It's just that kind of a vibe. And, okay, Gary. I know y'all trying to get in on it too, Gary, Indiana. We know, yes, because they always come and hide in Benton Harbor. So, Flint, Michigan, homegirl TELISHIA Berry is here. And you guys, we have to cut out about 5 minutes early today because I didn't screw up, but it's a big day here in the neighborhood. Today is coming home day. The prodigal something is coming home to Michigan because I am speaking for 2 hours to 555 social workers, some judges, all kinds of people, probation and parole officers, most of them I knew back in the day. And we'll leave it at that. Y'all know the story. Watch the GoCast. It's all in there. But it's just a wonderful thing. God is good all the time and all the time. Amen to that. Yes, he is good all the time, especially when you get those full circle moments. And I feel like that's how it is today with TELISHIA here. Here I am speaking in Michigan, foster home. Y'all seen the Gold Cats, my story. 22 homes, all those years in the foster system, got out, went right into another system, juvenile, all this into the next feeder, went into. But here we are today. Everything I want to let y'all know, everything that has ever hurt you, every person or a situation that has ever betrayed you, anything that caused you, if only our tears were books. Wouldn't that be something? If our tears were books. Can you imagine how many libraries the universe would need to hold all those wonderful stories that we have cried out? And I just want to say this, and I mean it. Everything that's ever hurt, all of it, I forgive it all. I redesign what it means to me. It does not define me. It refines me, because today I know that everything that ever hurt led me to you. And that's a fact. So Miss TELISHIA is here today, and she's a first timer, y'all. So I'm not even gonna go any further with I'm gonna let her. I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So I'm gonna get her in here. She got up at the crack of dawn out there, and you know how them Californians are, right? When you tell them 8 o'clock is 6 o'clock for them in the morning, what? They be smiling the whole time, and then when you say that, they be like, "Oh, he tricked me. He tricked me because I don't get up till 9." Right, you know how they are out there, all bougie and whatnot. Anyway, she's still from Flint, so I knew she was gonna get up and gonna have her hair and face beat. Right. So anyway, she is the founder of not only one but two wonderful magazines, the mother of some wonderful kids, and girl. Okay, this is the time to share this broadcast out, because if you ever wanted to look at somebody and say, "Man, give me some of what you've got. I want to go where you are going. I want to know how you're doing it." Now's the time. Put your hearts on inside of this illuminated conversation. Put some hearts on the screen, because guess what? Here she comes, Miss TELISHIA Berry, y'all. We're so proud of you. I ain't kidding.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, courageous woman, courageous mother, courageous everything. I'm so glad you're here. I am so it's so apropos. How many times you get to use that word? It's so apropos that you're here from Flint, Michigan. I'm here from Benton Harbor. I'm about to speak to all those people in Michigan in an hour from now. And tell everybody where you're at in the world, and then go back and start telling us a little bit about little TELISHIA. That one that they used to say, "Get outside and play. You're always sitting up in here under grown folks. Going outside with your little fast up," or whatever it was. Tell us about her, and tell us about your humble beginnings in Flint, Michigan.
Oh my goodness. I am Flint for life.
Right?
Absolutely love my hometown. Love growing up in the city of Flint. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Just growing up there, the people there, I still love there. My family's still there.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that got out of there and went to California, but I'm there as much as I can, and definitely loved the city of Flint and all the people there. So
you were born and raised. Were you there when the water thing happened?
I was there right at the beginning of the water thing. I worked with the mayor. She was in progress of being elected, so I was her special events coordinator there, and so I was there right when it was starting. But I had already made my plan to get out of there by the winter.
So tell us about that. A lot of people think that situations that prevent them from living the fullness of who they should be or want to be is based on geographical things. And so it's not the same you that's sitting in that chair somewhere in California. And where are you exactly in California?
I'm about 30 minutes from Los Angeles.
Okay, 30 minutes from Los Angeles. That's how we say, because you see what that is? That's what we do. I'm in Naperville, but that sounds like Hooterville. So I just say Chicago. Right. So people go, where? Right. So how different is the woman sitting there as opposed to the little girl who used to sit in front of her TV or radio or whatever, books in Flint, Michigan, and dream about whatever she dreamed about. Tell us about that.
I'm still that girl. I'm still that girl from Flint. I'm still Lisa from the hood, okay?
Okay.
But I had some dreams and some ambitions and some things that I wanted to accomplish in my life. And I was on a road of doing those things. And then, I just felt like I really wanted to take it to another level. And I began to travel and do things with in the arts, in the theater. So I started acting and then got an opportunity to see the world touring around the country. And I'm like, wow, it's a big world out here.
Yeah.
So I got an opportunity after that to produce my own gospel plays and with my ex-husband, and we traveled around the country. Then we got kids.
Yeah.
And we didn't travel as much, so I wanted to continue to write, taught acting. So I continue to have that, those outlets, using that energy and performance. Then I got a kid who got bit by the bug.
Yes.
And he had some opportunities, and it actually moved us to California,
where I
always wanted to go.
Y'all. Tell me about him real quick.
Well, he's a kid. He was a kid actor. Started when he was 12. He's 30 now. And
he told you what he was going to do and be, didn't he?
He told me at 9 years old that he wanted to be an actor. I put him in the local acting, and they gave him a role as a frog. He's like, nah, mama, I don't want to be a frog. I want to be Denzel. So we had some opportunities. We put him in some of our plays, and then I saw him glow, like, okay, this is what this kid wants to do. Then he got this opportunity with Nickelodeon, and out of 10,000 kids, Nickelodeon, 10,000 kids, they were looking for the funniest kid in America. It was a search. And out of 10,000, he made it to the top 50 and then to the top 5. And those 5 got an opportunity to go to California and be on the show that he had been telling me for a couple of years, Mommy, I'm going to be on all that. I'm like,
on that show.
Go play. He thought it was, he didn't understand geography. He would always like, Mama, just take me. I'm going to get on there. Just take me. I'm like, boy, it's not down the street.
Tell us, look at this. Look at this. Let me see if I can blow that up. Wait, is it possible? I want it even bigger. Oh, they put all their names on there. Okay, y'all take a look. Take screenshots, everybody. Look at this. Tell us who we're looking at here. I can't blow it up, but tell us who we're looking at here, TELISHIA.
Those are my kids, 4 of them. My youngest, Kennedy, next to me. Then there's Tisha, then Toya, and Kendra, my son, the oldest.
And that's the one that you were just speaking of, the one boy. And now the tall sister next to your son, tell them about her.
She is a fashion model. She works for different companies doing her thing as a fashion model.
Clearly. And then there's Kennedy right next to her.
No, that's Tisha.
That's Tisha. Tell us about, Kennedy's the model.
No, Toya next to her is a model. Next to Tisha.
Next to my son. Too much. They're doing so much. Okay, let's start with your son. Let's start over. Your son's name is?
It's Kendra Berry. You might have known him. He played Jabari on the TV show Girlfriends and quite a few other things. He's still acting, doing movies, done a lot of things in his career.
Wow.
He's more focused on music today. And my daughter, Toya, she's a fashion model. And then there's Tisha. She's a celebrity photographer. She does a lot of work, great work. And then my baby girl is a stylist.
Wow. And you didn't tell us about that. Which sibling or which child is that in the blue jumpsuit?
That's me.
That ain't you. Quit playing.
That is Mama.
I know. Look at what. Tell me something. And we're gonna leave this up because I want to. We haven't even look at Monique. Look now, everybody. We haven't even said anything about this, but what you're looking at, all of these magazine covers. These are the covers to Miss Berry's magazines, Courageous Woman and Courageous Man. Tell everybody about this. Look at Cheryl Lee Rao. And you're not playing around with it. Tell us how you got started and what does it feel like? Look at this. CC Peniston. Finally. Yeah. Okay. Just tell us how you got started in this world of magazine. That's not an easy road, and especially for a woman of color. Tell us how you got started and how'd you do it? Where'd it come from?
No, it wasn't easy at all. It's still not. We're celebrating 10 years of
Wow.
publishing. And it was just a vision. It was something on my bucket list that I wanted to do. I was that kid who always wanted to work at Ebony or Jed, and I didn't have that opportunity, but I had a dream and a vision of creating my own publication. I had some times that I've worked at other publications, and I had a blog, and I was just going through a real rough time. Changing positions in my life, and I had relocated back to Flint, Michigan, actually.
Okay.
And I had a friend who had a thriving publication, and I asked him what did I need to transform my blog into a magazine, and he said I was going to need at least $30,000. But I was in a restart of my life. I didn't have $30,000.
Right.
I looked at my bank account, and I was missing some zeros. So I was in a restart. And so that wasn't, didn't seem like a realistic option for me. However, I am a believer that when God gives you a vision, he will give you provision. You just got to walk it out.
Oh.
You got to walk it out.
One more. Say that one. Give them that one more time.
When God gives you a vision, he will give you the provision. If it is from God, he will give you the provision. Okay.
You make it happen.
You got to walk it out. You got to believe it yourself first, and you got to make some moves. Okay. You got to put your feet to the pavement, put some pen to the paper, create your plan and go for it. No matter what. I had only $30 in my account. And so I should have been buying, I had a daughter with me, so I should have been buying some food or something. But you know what? I believe that God had called me for this purpose, and I needed to get it done. And it was all about uplifting, encouraging, empowering women. And I didn't find enough of that information. And I just believed in my heart that was part of my purpose, because I had gone through many things. And I wanted to encourage and empower other women that they too can do, to be, to have whatever they wanted. And so I just said, I'm gonna take this $30, and I knew how to parlay. We know how to do that.
Okay.
And so I learned graphic design already. So I created my brochure, got out in the community, talked about the magazine, and I got advertising, and we distributed 4,000 copies of that first issue in Flint. And Dawn Jones, my sister girl Dawn Jones, was the first cover story. She's an anchor woman for ABC News in Flint, Michigan. So I was so honored to have her. I love her to pieces. And so we went on from there. We have continued to go. It has not been an easy road to do a publication. It's very costly. And so we've had some amazing, wonderful people that have started businesses from scratch. People are doing amazing things in the community, people that were doing things in the Flint community, to celebrities. So we've had a really good time producing the publication. Wow. And now an offspring, actually 2 offsprings. We got 2.
Talk about those. A courageous woman that had some babies, y'all. Magazine. Let's get that clear.
I have so many men, wonderful men. They would always say, well, you don't have anything for men. So we began to do Courageous Men of the Month. And so we would have men. And I just got that feeling that at some point we were going to have to do a men's magazine. And so we finally got to it in 2020.
Yeah.
And we did Courageous Men.
During COVID.
Yes, Michael Jai White was our first cover story, and he's an amazing person, amazing actor, producer, director. His wife is amazing. So we had a good time, and actually he's been in the magazine twice. So we're going to be doing. We got a lot of amazing people that have been a part of Courageous Men. And now we're doing a magazine for authors. We have so many authors. I love authors and literature and writing. That is probably my first love, is writing, and getting back to producing now. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait a minute. Did I mention that is a lovely top you're wearing, and the girl, them earrings. So anyway, what you casting?
Woo, Lord.
That was that was definitely shameless plug. I was trying to, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that, the production part.
Well, that's always been my love,
That's where
from
you start.
theater, from acting. That has just been my heart's desire, and kind of put that away for a while to be what my wife and mom, and I continue to write. However, my love for the arts and directing and producing just doesn't go away. So during COVID quarantine, I was writing. I was kind of finishing up a play that I had written years ago. It started years ago, and was like, I need something to do, and I wanted to focus on writing. And my daughter was like, "What are you writing?" And I told her about the story, and she was like, "Oh no, mommy, that is a web series."
Right. I
And
remember
so
you telling me that.
she has taken it and run with it, and now I'm finishing up the end of it, and we're preparing to launch and cast for our first web series and a couple other things. I actually, The Baptist Junkie is being pitched. That was my first book, so it's been pitched for a movie right now. So
You know you're my play cousin, right?
yes.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm like, I want some. What's that thing? IMBD. Is that what's that thing?
Yes,
Where
IMBD. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want some of that. I got it, but I don't know how. I don't know why. I think they made a mistake because I ain't been in nothing. But I have a thing there. I don't know, but I want some real stuff. Some
Okay,
credit.
let's get it. Let's
Some
get
credit.
it.
Yay.
Let's get it.
So let's talk about this if we could. How different is your mindset as far as pulling the trigger on things? Because I tell people this too. I talked about this yesterday, actually, for a minute on the show. My grandma used to say, "Oh, the road to hell is paved with good intentions," and I could never understand that. But then I started realizing, the road to hell, that how it's paved with good intentions. People who didn't do anything with it. It's like intentions are like an arrow, in my opinion, in a bow. A lot of us pull it, but we don't release it. So you get this is setting the intention, but then you got to send the intention somewhere. You got to mean it, because if you don't mean it, which is releasing it, how can it become meaningful for anyone in the world? So talk about how you not only set the intention, but pull the trigger, let go of let the arrow fly, and send the intention to create manifestation. Give us some insight on that one. Drop that one like it's hot.
It's all about mindset. I think it's just, you got to have the mind to believe. You got to have faith in whatever it is you want. Whatever, you got to know that whatever you dream, that God gave you, that he imparted that into you. So it is up to you to make it happen. Have you ever had an ambition or dream or something, and somebody else end up doing it? You be like, I had that dream, because you didn't move on it. It would have been yours, but you didn't make a move.
Yeah.
So you got to move. That is the key. You got to believe in what God has gave you. You got
That's
to move
right.
it and not sit around talking woulda, coulda, shoulda. I wish I woulda. I coulda, hadda. You gotta be about it and go
And make
get
it happen. That is so true. I tell people all the time. I don't know if they believe it or not, but it's the truth. When I started the world's first apology service out in Hollywood in 1988, no internet or anything, had 100 and some. It was apology accepted. Did apologies for people who couldn't or wouldn't for themselves. After we were in People magazine, got 100 and some letters from around the world. I'm not kidding you. 4 of those letters were from a person who said, I had that same idea in 1940 something. But I didn't do anything. Someone said I had it in each one of them was from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And here I was, the person with it in the 80s. And at first couple, I was like, whatever. Sure you did. But then it started, I said, wait a minute, that's the third person. And it really came home to me like, if we don't release the arrow, the whole thing gonna get taken. That thing with the quills in it, you're going to look in, they're going to all be gone, because they're going to be handed off to somebody to see if they'll do something with it. So talk about this. Now, we looked at the picture. We saw the cover with you and your beautiful kids, all successful in their own right. You said mindset. Some people may think, oh, they just like the Jacksons. Some people just born with all that stuff. How much of it do you think is in the genes? And how much do you think is in the dreams?
Well, I always told my kids from babies that they could do whatever they wanted to do. that you can have whatever you want to have. Just like my son said, you know, he wanted to be an actor, so I put him in the acting class.
And then name the show.
Yeah, he said, I want to do, he spoke it into existence. He's like, I want to be on all that.
Yes.
And I was like, I mean, we were right dead in the middle of living in Flint, Michigan. And I said, boy, go play, okay?
Right.
Just go play, okay? Because he would not stop. He actually brought me the credits. He wrote down the credits and the address of where Nickelodeon was and brought it to me. I'm like, this boy is tripping.
And how old was he?
He was 8.
See? And some of us 48, 38, 58.
And by the time he was 11, he was actually on the show. So it's like, oh my God.
See what I'm saying? Girl, he comes to you at 8, and by 11, he's sitting right where he said he wanted to be.
He would not let it go. In his mind, I had told him he can do whatever he want to do. But I was thinking, like, when you get grown, so you can go to Hollywood, you can do whatever you want to do. But he took it literally, and he kept saying until he spoke it into existence, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on this show. And so he actually was on the show twice. So
wow. That's just incredible. That is just incredible. Listen, we're going to take just a brief break. And when we come back, get your questions and comments ready. We're going to go even a little bit deeper with mogul, maven, TELISHIA Berry, and find out what dreams are around the corner known as the future for her. And when is enough going to be enough, if ever? That and more when we return. Don't you dare go away. Don't touch that dial.
It's the Cosmo Sapiens, hosted by the Galaxis Gal and Lauren Michaels Harris.
This is the Galaxis Gal, bringing you the stories of the human beings making space for all of us. Because just like on Earth, in space, humanity should be our business.
Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Every Thursday and Sunday at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on iRock Space Radio.
To today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris, and we are in the middle of the mix with Miss TELISHIA Berry, the brainchild, the brain. Remember Pinky and the Brain? See, my ADHD need to leave me alone, coming all up in here. Listen, but for real, the brainchild of so many wonderful ideas. We're going to get her back in here in just a moment, but first, listen, if you're looking for a great choice, something to help you ditch all that sugar, like I used to be addicted to, a lot of things, but as far as a drink, Diet Coke. And I decided one day it was not serving me. So I picked up V8 and was drinking it for a few years. And now they're a sponsor. Why? Because I believe in them, because this believes in me. It's 60 calories in one can. It's 100% concentrate, vegetable juice from concentrate, excuse me, and 2 full servings of vegetables in here. 60 calories. You can't beat it. So, if you're trying to do better, try it. Just pop the top. Don't say, oh, I wish I could have had a V8. No, go out and get one. It's not going to walk up and ring your doorbell. Head down the juice aisle in your local grocer. Easy to find. In my grocery store, it's right next to Kool-Aid juice boxes. Think about that one. V8, get yourself some today. You won't regret it. Hi, TELISHIA. Welcome back to the show.
Hey.
So I want to start with this. I want to start with this one. What's it like today? Like, let's say, for instance, Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm assuming everybody come home because, they love themselves some mama. They come home. Some of them probably bring their significant others or friends or whatever. It just feels to me like you always had the kind of place where all your kids and their friends liked to hang out. Talk about how important that is to keeping a dream cohesive between all of the fingers of your life, your children, your loved ones, your bestie friends, whoever. How important is it that you have that place that people feel like this is the place where dreams come true?
I think it's super important, and I think that we have always been that family. We was the family in the neighborhood that all the kids would hang out, and often I would, do acting things with the kids in the neighborhood.
Okay.
We had an acting troupe called Act It Out, or the kids themselves, even without me, that was their method of play. They would play TV or stage shows and produce things as just playing. And so it kind of became, just who they are, of just, by watching us doing theater. They were always, I didn't have a babysitter, so I had to take the kids to rehearsals and things like that. So they kind of just grew up singing, and it just kind of, it became their life as well. So they do things, that I'm not even involved in. It's just their life. My son is a music. He's doing music producing. He's worked with some great people. He's worked with P. Diddy. He's had collaboration songs with P. Diddy's son Quincy. He's worked with a lot of people behind the scenes that people don't know the things that he does as a producer. And my daughters, the things that they're doing. So I'm just proud. I just watch.
I was getting ready to say, how proud are you? I mean, well, I don't know why, but I just picture you just laying in bed some nights, just laying there going, damn, I'm so blessed. Look at.
I mean, I really didn't, when you have kids, you think, okay, she's going to be a doctor. She's going to be doing this, that, and the other. And, one we had on the course to become an attorney, but that wasn't what she wanted to do. So I just let them go. I've never pushed them to be in the entertainment or whatever. It's just they've been around it, and it just, have become who they are, but never pushed it or at all. But it's a blessing to just watch them, watch them do the things that I was doing. And, now they're pushing me, now they're all grown. They're like, okay, Mom, it's your turn. Go back and do what you wanted to do. We got you. We're going to help you do this, like that, and the other. So I'm like, okay.
So speaking of that, because that's actually where I wrote it down. There's the proof. I wasn't just saying it. Just getting started. I get the feeling that a lot of people think, oh, boy, has she done it? Look at all she has done, as if you're finished. And I tell people all the time, I'm trying to be the male version of the black male Betty White. I'm like, look, Betty White was 80-some years old and had three simultaneous, 3 number 1 shows on 3 different networks at the same time at 80-some years old. And I was looking like, how in the world? So, TELISHIA, are you just getting started?
Absolutely. I am just scratching the surface, really actually going back into doing theater and television. It's now it's a new thing for me. So, I had some apprehension a bit. I was like, how do I get started doing this now? I'm like, nah, I got to pull that same courageous energy that I encourage other people to have out of my own self and be that example. That. So
yeah, let's talk about that courageous energy. Man, woman, child. What is it? Well, first of all, because we all know it's true, but I want your opinion. Is it an advantage? Is it a disadvantage? Is it depending on which day of the week it is? I'm speaking to making your way to the top, clawing and scratching no matter what. When everybody's asleep in bed, you're still up. They don't realize what you have to go through to get to where you're at. But as a black woman, do you feel that it's getting a little easier for women of color to make their mark, to be heard, to be seen? Or is it still an uphill battle in a lot of ways? Still needs a lot of work. What are your thoughts?
Definitely still a lot of work. However, I think our voices are being heard more now, for sure. The light is shining on African-American women, women in business, women in entertainment, just women, Black women in general are stepping up. We're being heard. We're not, waiting on anybody to give us opportunities. We're not trying to sit at nobody's table. We bring in our own.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we're not waiting on nobody to give us nothing. So I don't. We got to get out there and make things happen. And that's what I encourage people to do. If you got a vision, a dream, a business idea, you want to write a book, get it, make it happen. You want to write a book, I'll help you write the book, because that's what we do. However, whatever you want to do, I think this time period, even after COVID, huh?
I mean, I want to write a book by myself. I mean, I just happen to have it sitting right here.
All right.
Well, that's because I'm ready for that thing in the next hour. But that was with a coach when I first got started. I want to write a book. Tell people how you help them get that voice, find that voice that is needed in order to get your message into the hands and hearts and minds of the world, so that it can stay behind when the upper room, because we ain't nobody gonna live forever, right? So how important is it to you, and how do you help people do that?
Well, in 2013, I launched my first book. It was a Christian fiction novel, The Baptist Junkie. And when I wrote it, I envisioned it, I was writing it as a movie. Wow. And it's based on real people in my life, real family members, people in my church, my neighborhood, in the 60s and 70s.
You changed the name?
Absolutely. I changed a lot of the names. And
they figured out who was who. That ain't nobody.
A lot of people were trying to decide or trying to figure out who were the characters. A lot of characters I've made up because it's fictional, based on a real story. So I got to have those, real, glamorous and street thugs, characters that, they were created. However, it is based on a real story. So after I did that fictional book, I got a lot of requests, and people wanted to learn how to write their own stories and put their own stories out. And I really now focus on nonfiction, people telling their own stories, or just, having a story that inspires people. And what we do at Courageous Woman, we do a lot of anthologies. And I do that because a lot of women have come and they said they want to write a book, but they weren't ready or felt they could write a full story. So the anthologies give them an opportunity to share their story and be responsible for only one chapter. So they get a chance to be part of an amazing body of work with a group of women and not have to worry about writing and publishing the full book. And
it makes it a lot easier.
It makes it a lot easier. And our goal is to always make those women best-selling authors. So we've been very successful in doing that. So it's been an amazing journey, just as a publisher as well. And so we got quite a few books. We got a couple of books launching the end of this month. Prayer Can Change Everything. And I'm working with other influencers. Yeah, I call them influencers who didn't want to really publish their own books, and I helped them put their books or their anthologies with their group of women as well. Well, some have been men, but we have had a great time with publishing books.
So if a person would be interested in finding out how they may contribute a chapter to one of your anthologies, how would they go about doing that?
I'm just go on our website, or you can contact me via info@courageouswomanmag.com, or you can DM me, or just subscribe to Courageous Woman. You'll see all the different things we got.
There you go. On. See, that's
subscribe. Yeah, go there, subscribe, put your email address in. Yeah. Right. We actually have one for men that's coming up. It's The Heart of a Black Man. And I'm really, really excited about that book. It'll be our first anthology with all men. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sign me up. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm serious.
Right. Okay, absolutely.
I'm serious. I am. I just want to say this on behalf of Black men, LGBT, straight, whatever, DL, whatever the case may be, all Black men and men of color. I'm grateful. You see a lot, I'm just keeping it real. You see a lot of, I'm into women empowerment. I like women this and women that, women doing it, of course. And just like you don't see men really doing things to, like I'm doing a women's retreat or whatever. But it's nice to start seeing women saying, okay, man, because sometimes they make you think you hate them. I mean, that didn't come out right. It makes us think that we're the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's nice when, especially a queen says, hey, come on, kings. You know, so I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and I'm very serious when I say I want to be a part of that. For real.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, to talk about what we see at the bottom, courageouswomanmagazine.com. Now, you guys head over there. They're going to, of course, see all the different magazines that have come out. But what else will they find when they go there?
Oh, they'll read some inspirational stories. We love to highlight women who are doing extraordinary things that inspire other women. I think it's important. So many women have stories, but they don't tell them. I think it's important to tell your story, especially, you know, if you're an overcomer, you experience some things, you've overcome it. Women need to hear those stories, and because those stories inspire other women and to make them believe that they can as well.
Very good. Very good. So, you know, I say we unfortunately, and we're going to bring you back because I want to talk to you about potentially doing a 90-minute special where I just come in and introduce you, but you come in. I would love for you to do a 90-minute special on our network for women, almost like a workshop, if you will, to try to, you know, to just lay it out about how you do it. I mean, tell us real quick. Take us. This is what I want to. This is how I want to end it today. Take us through a typical day. Seriously, what? Because you know, some people. Oh, I get up and I have a grounding process. I meditate. I go to the health club. You know, what is it? How do you do it? Take us through a typical day for boss lady TELISHIA.
Well, it's a little bit early here in LA today, so I got up early to get on this show. I was ready, okay? But on a typical day, I get up, I got to have my hibiscus tea, and I work out. I got to get up and work out. I really just got back to really working out full time since the gym's been open. And if I don't go to the gym, I'm on my treadmill. I definitely have to listen to something to lift my spirits, and that is listening to ministry in the morning, listening to my gospel music. I'm definitely a lover of gospel music.
Who's your favorite gospel music artist?
Yolanda Adams. I mean, so many. I can't even just say one, but she definitely is at the top of my list for sure. And I listen to.
Wait, I'm taking it further. What's your favorite Yolanda Adams song?
Oh my God. She got all of them. I really love all of her music. I can't even just say one. In the midst of it all, like that's one of my favorite. Believe.
Yeah.
You know, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Those stories those songs feed my spirit, and just it move me and motivate me, and then I got to get on the phone and I'm got to talk to people, so I'm still in that zone, so I can really inspire and motivate, minister to someone in the morning. So I'm all for just getting up and getting that spirit going first, getting your mindset, and then I can go to work. I get on my computer, I'm sitting here in my office, and I get to work.
How many hours a day would you say you are actually, because you know, when you're doing what you love, they say you don't have to work a day in your life, but how many hours a day do you pour into your brands?
Woo!
And how many days a week? Are you 7 days a week? Do you make sure you take time for you? How do you do it? You know, work-life balance ain't an easy thing for a lot of us, TELISHIA.
It is not. And I have to be honest, I am not the best at taking the time off for myself. I'm working on that. I'm working on doing better in that. But I work all the time. I work 24/7. I'm open because I'm in California and most of my clients are in Eastern time. You know, they get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 a.m. for me. So I'm up like, what's going on here? I'm trying to sleep, and they know that I'm in California for real. They know I'm on Pacific time.
Yes.
But it just doesn't stop. So I have to take a break. I have to literally just shut down and say, I'm not available.
Do you take mental health days? Do you take days where you just have to go get a massage, get a pedicure, a manicure? How important do you feel that is for the entrepreneur today, or the solopreneur, or the high-level C-suite manager, or a person who, you know, so you don't feel like you're a slave to whatever?
It is so important for you to rejuvenate. because we're not machines. We just can't keep going and going and going and not stop and take care of yourself. And like I said, I am working to be better in that, because I was one to keep going and going and going and going. And I had to slow up with that. I had to focus on me, and I feel so much better when I stop. I'm like, okay, I'm not working right now. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to get, my feet done, and take that time for me. Take myself to lunch. You know what I mean? Sit down in a restaurant. If I got to, I will take myself. Okay. And go take that time for myself, just take a break. I'll take a drive just to go get me a smoothie across town, just to have that time.
Purposefully, not just the one that's the closest, but the one, I'm like that too. I'll tell you how I started finding my way back to myself a few years back, when I was realizing it was getting a little bit out of hand. I chose one day a week that I would be, wherever I went in the car, no Sirius XM, nothing, just silence, just being in there with me. And what is greater than me. And that was beginning. But I had a download just a second ago. Here's what I really want to do. I think this is even better. That 90-minute special. I would love to do a 90-minute special with just you and all your kids.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're talking, take care. Because, when you do that, things come out of them that you didn't even know. Well, you never told me that. Right. And
we have those sessions all the time. Like, what?
I would you be up for that? Would you check with your crew, your kids?
Yes.
If they're willing? Because I'm gonna tell you why I feel that that's a great way to go. Because with COVID and the world is desperate for connection, and I believe that starts inside of our own sanctuaries, known as our families first, and then the people that live next door to us, and then out from there. But we got to start. What did I used to say? Charity begins at home, right? So let's talk about that, and let's put that together. I know you guys would love to see it and meet all of TELISHIA's wonderful kids and hear the stories, right? I would. It's coming. I promise you, it's coming. TELISHIA.
You broke up. You are frozen. Well, I am here. Okay, I don't know what's going on.
There we are. We're back.
Okay.
Comcast's been showing they behind nationwide. The last couple of days, it's all over. The bank told me, the library, because I went and rented a room that in case I had to run out of here because the internet was messing up. With that state of Michigan, I ain't trying to lose that. You see what I'm saying? So yes, I said I rented a room. I'm on my way, right? So I want to say this to you. I just want to say it so it's been said. From the moment I was introduced to you and your work, and I went in there, I was like, wow. I just couldn't stop looking. And then when I found out you were from Flint, that just sealed the deal. I just think that you are I wouldn't be surprised. And if they don't do it, I'm going to start a campaign to make sure it gets done. But one of these days, there's going to be a sign when you enter Flint, Michigan, where it says, you are entering the hometown of TELISHIA Berry. Because, well, I'm telling you, I know for a fact, because in Ben Harbor, people say, Sinbad from here. Ernie Hudson from here. On and on and on. And I know they say that about Flint. Who comes out of Flint? They had some pretty big names come out of Flint too, haven't
Absolutely.
they?
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? From hard-hit areas. You guys, don't be afraid to share your story. Don't be afraid to acknowledge that it's been a rough road from time to time. That I tell you what, I know one thing. I'm a believer, and I know in the Bible, every parable and every miracle, if you look at who those miracles and parables came through, they came through those that were invisible to the society. They came through those that nobody wanted to deal with. And you know what? I'm grateful. I said it today. Everything that has ever hurt me, I bless it because it led me to you. And that includes you, TELISHIA. I'm just so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing your thing. I appreciate you.
I'm
absolutely.
There. And because of people like you. And I'll wait till we have our I'm thinking around Mother's Day. I just can't get off this 90-minute special. I already see it. I see where y'all sitting and everything. So it's happening.
Okay.
I'll share you with the world because I love to introduce people that I love to people that I love. And I know it hasn't been long, but I love you and I love what you're doing. So I just want to say thank you so much. And thank you for getting up early and pouring into us here on Bathrobe Moments and blessing us. And you're welcome back anytime you get the turnstile invitation. All you got to do is raise a finger, raise a hand, and we'll get you back.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. It has been fun.
I'm good.
Can you hear that?
Keeping busy, trying to be productive, and
TELISHIA,
still learning. Every day I'm learning.
can you hear that?
I can.
Okay, that's that thing in Michigan. Let me let y'all go.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to do
I'm working on something,
right?
and I was
So
like,
listen, I love you and I love all of you
I'm
guys.
not
I'll see you
missing
guys back here
anything.
tomorrow morning
Totally
for our
forgot
next
about,
installment of Bathrobe Moments.
the
TELISHIA,
training.
I'm gonna call you later today,
I just
okay?
caught the
All
last-
right.
Okay,
All right.
bye everybody.
Thank you. Good luck. All righty.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right here holding up a sign.